Hey there, truest believers. Welcome to Truest Crime, the only true crime podcast hosted by openly admitted serial killers, unlike some podcasts out there.
Looking at you, Radiolab.
Ooh, calling them out.
Damn right I am, because look, I'm angry today.
I understand why, but you have to understand that not everybody is always going to get it.
I know. It's just... It's frustrating. We spend so much time and put so much thought into everything that we do, and for what? Just so some dumb beat cop can say he doesn't get our art between vomiting fits?
I know. Look, why don't we set the table here so people listening have an idea what we're talking about?
Fine. Okay. We set up one of our grotesque meat statues at a popular roundabout in town. We arranged the limbs and torsos of several people into a water slide that ejects into a large barbecue grill that's also made of people. Now, this isn't a riddle. This was not a thinker. It's obviously our comment on climate change. The ice caps are melting, aka the water slide, and the planet is getting hotter, hence the grill we are propelling ourselves headfirst into. It's so simple, and yet...
Al, I understand. Believe me, I get it. But the meat-headed cops they hire nowadays don't have the mental acuity to piece that together. Sometimes even the simplest art flies over people's heads, and that's fine. You're not going to make everybody happy all the time, and not every piece is going to work, and that's okay.
Yeah, we'll play the news clip.
Why? It won't prove anything.
Let the listeners decide for themselves.
Fine, here.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we saw here today is, it's disgusting. It's a gruesome and tragic display, the likes of which I'll never be able to erase from my mind. The most disturbing part is how indecipherable its message is. It's as if they didn't know what they wanted to say. We got some officers who think it's a big tongue licking a lollipop, maybe? So maybe this is about, like, corrupted childhood innocence or something? I mean, don't get me wrong, this is truly a bone-chilling display of carnage orchestrated by the sickest minds to have ever walked this earth, but, it also feels a little derivative, muddled even. Muddled.
I know.
Indecipherable.
I know.
I mean, are we sure we haven't cut this guy's eyes out? Because how is he not seeing what we see?
It's all subjective.
Is the messaging hidden behind too much metaphor or human viscera or something? I spearheaded this one and Am I just not good at this anymore?
Al, would you say you're more mad at yourself than you are at the cops?
A little me, but I'm madder at them overall for being clueless, arrogant, self-destructive pig fuckers who must be taught a lesson, and I'm the teacher, and the textbook is my blade.
Of course.
But I get what you're saying, and yeah. I can blame them all I want for not getting it, but at the end of the day, I have to make sure that if we're putting in all of this work to harvest all of these body parts, that I can first establish a coherent thesis and execute it with clarity and precision. I guess I just didn't do that with this one, and that's on me.
Exactly. That's one of the most important lessons to learn as you grow as an artist. And look, through success or failure, I'm just proud to be working with someone like you who is so passionate and is constantly trying to tell stories, very human stories using very human parts that, let's be real, are not the easiest things to work with. Sometimes they're still twitching. It's a tough medium. This isn't clay. This isn't paint. We have to deal with composition just as much as we deal with decomposition. So what if you stumble every once in a while? What matters is that you get back up and try again.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I know you're ready to move on to the next one. I know you've got some big new idea brewing in there. Give it to me.
No, I couldn't.
No, come on. I know you got one. Give it to me.
No,
give it to me. Please,
I don't, that's
pretty
not
please,
ready.
with sugar on top, please.
All right. You twisted my arm. Fine. Picture this. It's a fully functioning carousel. Instead of horses, it's bodies dressed in conservative suits with alternating red and blue ties to symbolize Republicans and Democrats. But they all have the same face because they are all the same. Yes,
Yes, that's brilliant. I am so psyched to do this. Let's get to work. But first, we want to thank you, Truest Believers, for listening to another episode of Truest Crime. For more, follow the Inaudible Podcast Network on Twitter at InaudibleCast, and consider subscribing to the network's Patreon over at patreon.com/inaudiblepod. Every podcast on the network gets a cut of your monthly subscription, but only with ours can you be absolutely certain that your money will directly contribute to someone's death. Well, that's enough for us this week, but you'll be hearing from us again soon. All right, everybody, see you next week.